Alright, so I've made it around our 27-acre field here, which 3/4 of it's surrounded by woods. Up by the house, I've cleared out the brush so you can actually see the pond all the way down to the line behind me in the corner. And then the rest of the field, what I did was just pulled out the dead stuff and the trees that had fallen over, and we just kind of pushed back. And some of them we've cut up over the years, but it's hard to keep up with all of them. But this is where, you know, I was kind of wondering what the rock grapple would do with the tines, and it's working perfectly. So what I've been doing, well, I got a pretty good tree here, so I don't know if it'll do it or not, but just holding the tines like right on the dirt. Dirt goes through, trees come with me. I push it for about 50 feet, I smash it down, and I got a pretty good trip to go over to the burn pile. One thing I did notice is that, well, he told me, he said you won't be able to really run this thing on low idle. It'll take a little bit of power, which that's fine. The other thing I noticed that when I'm grappling, when I'm making the grapple grab, little small branch off the windshield and keep you awake, I cannot curl the bucket and grapple at the same time, is what I'm noticing. And what I think is the reason is that I think it's because I don't have a high flow machine here. It's just a standard flow, and I think that's what's causing my issue. Which is no big deal. It is what it is, and I'm just thoroughly impressed. I think in a matter of 2 hours I made it around the 27-acre field, and I went down into my mom's horse pasture and got, you know, there's like a 2-acre section of woods down there, and I got about half that done. It's just unbelievable what one guy can do. I haven't broke a sweat. I'm sitting here in the cab. I got my windows closed to make sure I don't get any wood. Well, still probably have a chance of wood ticks, but you're just better off. I mean, it's safer. I've had a couple where it's like you can see them leaning, and it's like those are widowmakers. Go in, hit them, grab them, pull them out. Big trees, you know, big enough where I couldn't lift them. I could only drag them, no problem. I'm impressed. I know I say that about a lot of stuff, guys, but believe me, I'm an opinionated guy, and I wouldn't say it if I didn't think it. See, there I was trying to go up and open my grapple at the same time, and it wouldn't do it, but that's okay. I'm an opinionated guy, more so here than I am out at the farm. For those of you that are just starting watching, out at that farm, I'm a hired man. It's not my money to spend. He has what he has for a reason, and but you'll hear me speak highly of some stuff out there. That mulch finisher, for one, I spoke pretty highly of that the other day, and I'm excited to get it and break it into an actual season here. A few other things, I don't know. I know I've spoke highly of quite a few things out there. That big tractor and some improvements we've done. That mud hog, I obviously spoke very highly of that last fall. So I am opinionated, and I do think this rock grapple is the way to go. Just kind of angle it down, not try to take too much dirt. Problem is you got all your skid loader ruts you're trying to bounce across and keep it at the same height. Push for a little bit. Okay, right here is a good example. See how they're, make sure I'm looking here. They're uneven. I can't individually control them on this model of grapple. What they do is, apparently, what he said is they equal each other out, the pressure-wise. So if you got something low on one end, or you only got something on one side, it senses that with the hydraulic pressure, which I think is neat. uneven loads like brush, rocks, whatever, no problem. I'm backing up as I bring the stuff over to the pile for two reasons. Well, mainly one reason, I guess. I'm trying to think out loud here. You can see all the stuff I'm dragging. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Right over here. If I were to drive forward, see how that's so far behind me? If I were to drive forward, that would want to come underneath the skid loader. And it'd be no bueno. You'd be running it over and it would want to pull it out of the grapple, or those grapevines would want to wrap around your axles. So, sorry for if it's a goofy view, but I have to back up to the pile here. I'm kind of stockpiling it all next to this other pile for now. I don't know. It's a little windy. We'll see if the wind dies down this evening to burn. Some of this stuff's kind of green. It'd have to be a pretty hot fire to get it going. So what I'm thinking we might end up doing is just stacking it out in the horse pasture. So it's off the field here so the guy can farm it. But my mom's not too thrilled with that idea. But it's like a 7-acre horse pasture. And we've only got 2 horses. 1 horse right now, and then 1 rescue horse from a family, or not from a family, from a rescue program, and it's not doing so hot. It's only supposed to, it's got pretty bad heartworm, so nature of life, I don't know how long that one will make it. So 7 acres is a pretty big pasture for 2 horses, and it'd be just 1 horse, so it might be what has to happen. Whether she won't like it, but we'll talk before I do it. That's why I'm not putting it in there to start with. I'm just pushing it. So I got it close to the fire, because once I start the fire, I'm going to want to keep feeding it, keeping an eye on the fire here. Dirt, I don't know if you probably can't see it terribly well, but the dirt's coming right through the bucket. I'm bouncing all over the place. This is where I was backing in and out of last night. It's all about a steady hand. I've been in here like 3 hours today and an hour last night. That's all I've ever ran a grapple. And some of the stuff's pretty rotten. Tried to grab that branch and it just kind of broke apart, but I've only been operated this thing for about 4 hours total. It's effortless, especially with the joystick controls. I'll likely be calling up to Jenkins Iron and Steel and ordering my own here, and I do like this. It's a nice machine. Well, nice attachment, I should say. We already own the machine. Trying to keep some of this with me, and no, I didn't grapple it down all the way here. Let's try to grab it again here. Much fun. I feel like, what's his name? Let's Dig 18. Chris on Let's Dig 18. Oh, he always gets to push down trees and clear land and whatnot. Way too much fun. I've always said I want to operate an excavator someday. I think that'd be fun. But this is a close second. This is a close second. I'm having a lot of fun clearing out the land here, taking care of our woods, reclaiming it, and making it healthy again. Some people are probably going to comment saying, oh my goodness, you're wrecking all your land, you're wrecking all the trees, you're wrecking the environment. But if you could see this stuff, a lot of it's really viney and it's actually killing the actual trees. And then where I went around the entire field, I only removed the dead rotten stuff that's been dead for years. So get your panties in a wad. We're just, we are doing good things for the earth here. That brush stuff doesn't allow good grass to grow underneath it either. So this way some grass will grow along the field and help filter off from the field. You know, there's little runoff nowadays from any chemicals that are used. When people don't understand